We are the Liberty Intelligence Organization Network.
And this is your news recap show. I am your host. You can call me the Captain, although I will be revealing my true identity. Not too long. Those of you who watch and know me, you already know my true identity. Those of you who watch and don't know me, you're going to find out soon enough, because I am preparing to enter the InfoWars, contest, the Paul Revere contest. Not, the cash would be nice. The cash prize, $100,000 cash prize, would be nice. I would enjoy winning that. But the main thing I'm joining for is because Alex said he's looking to hire people from this pool to come work for the InfoWars team. Well, that would be my dream job. If I could put my whole existence into fighting the InfoWar and getting paid to do it and being able to make a livelihood out of it. Because again, I fight them all the time for free. I don't get paid. I don't get anything to fight the New World Order. And then I work a crappy part-time job because I can't find any real work. There's no jobs. It's the New World Order. Everything's being destroyed. So that's the real reason I'm entering. If I win the cash prize, am I going to be upset? No, because I'm going to be able to use that money to promote my novels, or to really get my novels published, or do self-publishing, or I'm going to be able to throw that money back into the InfoWar, maybe buy a better cell phone camera, maybe buy just a regular camera to record with. I'd be able to do quite a lot. Get my car fixed because my car just broke down. It'd be very helpful, the cash prize, but it'd be more helpful is the job. If I could get hired by them, it would be wonderful. Just because I feel I have a lot to offer, and there is nowhere else I would rather be than with InfoWars team, trying to wake up humanity to the New World Order. But here we go. I want to get into what the topic is, what I'm going to talk about here. Now, what I'm going to talk about is purges. Now, what does this have to do with gun ownership, Second Amendment, and Bill of Rights? What do purges have to do with that? Well, before I start talking about purges of today, let me start talking about some purges of the past. The most infamous purges come from the USSR. That is the United Socialist States of Russia, I think. Basically, the Soviet Union is the short term for it all. And basically, under Stalin, under Joseph Stalin, who actually in schools, you want to hear how crazy the world's become. When I was in school and they talk about Joe Stalin, they don't call him like he's a bad guy. They say, good old Uncle Joe. Let's talk about good old Uncle Joe. And that just shows you how twisted. Instead of telling us how wicked this guy really was, they make him out to be a good guy. And even in college, I got that from my college professor, a little bit. I think the college professor I had, most of my history professors tended to be somewhat patriotic, maybe not fully aware of the New World Order because their main focus is the past, but that's where I learned about purges, really, was in my European history class, and I guess it was my junior year of college, and we had a teacher who was talking about purges, and in Russia, in the Soviet Union under Stalin, if somebody upset Stalin and they got purged, basically what a purge meant was either one, they erased you. They erased you from public knowledge. They either killed you and got rid of you, and literally they would erase you. They would take any public record of your existence and destroy it. So it's like you never existed. That's what the Stalin purges were all about. And the example we saw was there was a photograph of Stalin with a general behind him. Later, that general got purged. And basically, like I said, they would either kill you or they would lock you away in a gulag for a long time. A gulag is just a high-security prison. Mainly, the most infamous ones of the Soviet Union are in Siberia. But basically, the example we got was a newspaper photograph of Stalin with a general behind him. But after Stalin purged the general, even the photographs were changed. They were painted over so that it looked like that general never existed. That's what a purge is. So, and the reason I say that is because I'm going to talk about what's going on with the gun ownership stuff and the pro-gun advocates all of a sudden being mysteriously killed. And it's happening all over the place. I'm going to provide some links for this. Basically, the three I want to mention, or just the example I want to give here, is a gun manufacturer got killed, a pro-gun activist got killed, and a Marine sniper got killed. The connection between them all is they were all pro-Second Amendment. They believe people should be able to own weapons. But, you know, there's a lot of people. I'm pro-gun. There's a lot of pro-Second Amendment people out there. But we're not all being killed, and some of these guys aren't even that prominent. The pro-gun activist, he got killed because he posted something on Facebook. Or he got killed right after posting something on Facebook. And he's the most mysterious one of all, because he was actually found dead with a bullet in his brain on a back road. That's very suspicious. Basically, what do these three have in common? The Marine sniper, the pro-gun activist, and the gun manufacturer. What did they all have in common? Well, they were all gun advocates, like I said. They were all gun owners, but they all talked about the same things in the aftermath of Sandy Hook. The answer is to arm the schools, give the teachers guns, teach the teachers how to use guns, put security guards in the schools that can look out for these crazies. And instead of blaming the guns, you got to start blaming the drugs that these weirdos tend to be taking. When I say that, I'm not talking about cocaine or crystal meth or crack. I am talking about the drugs that your doctors prescribe to you. A lot of these guys, the majority of these shooters, I want to say 95 to 99% of these guys that go out and do mass shootings are off psychotropic drugs, drugs that their psychologist prescribes to them and they take. And when you actually read the drugs, the dangers and the warning signs, it literally says can cause suicidal or homicidal tendencies. Suicidal means you're going to kill yourself. Homicidal means you're in danger to others and potentially could kill others. So it says right on the drugs that they give to these mentally unstable people that it could cause them to become even more mentally unstable, almost to the point where they're violent. So that's what all these three that mysteriously got killed has in common. Now the reason I say this, the reason I start off with the Purges is a purge is occurring right now. A purge of pro-gun people is occurring right now within the United States of America. It's almost as if there is a protracted war on against gun owners, just like China wanted to have. And to reiterate how much the purges have begun, let me do a time check. Jeez, I wish I had more time with these videos. But to emphasize how the purges have begun, 2012, the most deadly year for journalists. And journalists, again, are the people investigating the information. So journalists all over the world, more journalists died in 2012 than in any other year before. Mysterious. A lot of them are mysterious deaths. Then it ties into the mystery of SEAL Team 6. Now, I got some links for all this, and all of a sudden, you know all the guys. SEAL Team 6 was a SEAL team of Special Forces guys that went in and supposedly killed Osama bin Laden. Now, the link I provide is actually titled Dead Men Tell No Lies. Well, you understand why, why they needed to do this, why they got to kill off the guys who are supposed heroes who stopped the terrorist mastermind Osama bin Laden. Why are all of them mysteriously being killed? You know, it's a big mystery. Well, it's a purge. It's part of the purge. They got to get rid of anybody who's not going to support the New World Order, or anybody that knows too much, that might be untrustworthy. And again, SEAL Team 6 knew the truth about what happened. They didn't want the risk of one of these guys telling the truth because it might conflict with the story that they told us. And basically, you know, purges worldwide. Oh, and I want to talk about this in relationship to purges. After 9/11, I always went throughout high school and college. I would always randomly hear or read news articles that would always say Russian spy killed, Russian spy poisoned, Russian spy turns up dead, former Russian spy turns up this, former Russian spy living here turns up dead. And these are former Soviet guys. They were former KGB. All of a sudden turning up dead in the aftermath of 9/11. Well, was that a purge? Was that a New World Order purge because these guys knew too much about 9/11? It's a mystery I've always wondered about, and I just thought I'd throw it in here with this to show you that this type of stuff does go on. They get rid of people who are a potential threat to the system. I'm a potential threat to the system. I know my life is in danger from the moment I started this, and I know it not just because I've read this stuff, but I have had personal threats against me from mysterious people. So I do know I am upsetting somebody higher up in the system with the Liberty Intelligence Organization Network. So that being said, as always, I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and I want to remind everyone to stay safe, to stay strong, to stay free, and as always, to stay informed.